Hey everyone, what's going on? We're going to talk about cryptocurrency real quick. Um, the granddaddy of crypto, of all crypto that exists, is Bitcoin. The founder, I won't, I wouldn't say the founder, but cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, was created by somewhat of a anonymous person or persons named Satoshi Nakamoto. The information is well documented. It's out there for those who are aware and who know of cryptocurrency or who are interested in learning about cryptocurrency. This information is well documented and it's been in existence for 10 years at least. So the reason why I'm making this video is because cryptocurrency seems like it's growing. It's growing. There's about well over 2,000 different types of cryptocurrency and tokens that are actively being traded in the market. Many won't really succeed, but you have those who, like Bitcoin, who have created traction and appear to be legitimate. But you have to do research. You have to understand what the technology is underlying within cryptocurrency to be able to understand what it is and how it can be useful. One thing that I've learned, because I've made some videos about certain platforms that deal with cryptocurrency. Well, the idea of crypto is, in my opinion, it's about creating self-governance and being responsible for yourself. Being responsible in by way of having complete control over your financial well-being and not relying on government or central banks to dictate what you should do with your monies. For example, there's been some platforms that have surfaced and have gone who pretty much were illegitimate. They were scams, exit scammed, robbed people of their hard-earned monies. This is why it's important to learn, to educate yourselves about crypto, to educate yourselves about the purpose. Initially, when it first surfaced, when Bitcoin first surfaced, people used it for nefarious activities, shady, illegal activities. If you look up Silk Road, that's something that's also been well documented regarding people, conducting illegal activities and using crypto to fund or to use as transactions to pay for bad things, negative things. But moving forward, there's also an aspect of cryptocurrency by way of transactions, by way of the different types of technologies that are being created and developed to help meet the needs of people around the world. So that's why I think it's important to actually learn, even if you decide not to, quote unquote, invest into it, understanding that it's there and people are saying this is like the internet 2.0 or 3.0, meaning you remember how the internet came and people questioned it and didn't understand it. Well, now almost I don't know when the internet really started, but I can remember back in the early 90s when AOL first surfaced. It was a new phenomenon. And now here we are in 2019, everything is connected to the internet. You know, people regard cryptocurrency also as the internet of money. If you look up Andreas Antonopoulos, he's a spokesperson for cryptocurrency by way of Bitcoin. Very, very informative, well learned, and he goes into detail about what it is and how it can be used by people in the world. So this is why education is important to understand. It seems like it's not going to go anywhere. This is not something that you know, it's like a fly-by-night type of thing. So when you talk about regulations and even Wall Street, you know, central banks creating their own coins and countries creating their own coins, it's indicative of the fact that cryptocurrency is creating a reality that's never been developed before. Blockchain technology. Blockchain is an electronic ledger that records every transaction that's ever done from person to persons. In other words, if I were to receive Bitcoin payment from someone, that's something that's done directly from person to person, and it's recorded on the blockchain. That way, that anywhere, anyone who has internet access can see the transactions that were made. You know, this is something that's immutable. It can't be changed. It can't be tampered with. So it's almost like rewriting history, you know, with this thing of blockchain. That's why it's important to learn about crypto, in my opinion. And also, back to what I was going to say about some of these platforms that scam, or these cryptos that scam. They do scam. You know, you have folks who want to conduct nefarious activities and take monies from you. So it's important and it's wise and it's safe to learn and understand what's out there. You know, right now the market is in a bear market, so people are not really, they're even more hesitant to learn about it. But what goes down must come up, and what goes up must come down. So there are cycles in everything that we do, and especially when you're dealing with economics and this new phenomenon called cryptocurrency. And I say new because in retrospect, it's still in its infancy. And if it should it continue to grow and mass adoption hits, then it'll be incredible, I think. But I think it is important to actually learn. There was a video that I saw, which an interview that was done by a gentleman named Vlad from Vlad TV. And one comment he mentioned to his interviewer, he was interviewing John Sally, who was talking about how he used crypto to fund his company or whatever. One thing I didn't like of what Vlad said was that he thinks, and don't quote me on this, but he said something like crypto is still used for semi-legal activities. Yes, you can say crypto is used for semi-legal activities, meaning illegal activities, but so is the regular fiat dollar. Fiat paper money is used for illegal activities as well. You know, that's just what it is. So don't let that shy you away from obtaining the education. I'm not here to say what you should and should not do with your monies, because I'm not a financial advisor and I don't give financial advice, period. But I do like to encourage, learning about things and educating yourselves about about stuff like cryptocurrency, because it's not going anywhere. I don't think it's going anywhere. I don't think it's at any time soon. But going back to what I keep redirecting myself with the thing about the scams. This thing is real. I remember in 2017 when crypto was at its highest peak. So many platforms took advantage and came out with ICOs, initial coin offerings. Some of these terms, my viewers, some of you may or may not be familiar with, but initial coin offerings, companies that would raise monies on a promise that they would deliver something. And most of the time, a lot of these promises and companies folded once they got their monies from the ICOs. It's kind of like a crowdfunding kind of thing. They would, you know, do mass marketing, obtain all these monies, raise all these millions of dollars, and then once the period would end, or the ICO would end, they would just, once the ICO would end, they would exit scam. You know, they would have no interest to deliver on whatever promise of service or company or product that they were trying to create or sell to the people, because they had their monies already. So these are kind of like some of the pitfalls that folks have experienced. And also, you have this thing with lending programs that came out, which it just devastated a lot of, you know, folks, because people just started to, you know, invest in some of these lending platforms and would earn a certain amount of money on a daily basis based on what the platforms would promise. They would earn certain levels of interest that were very enticing. But then once that ended, it just devastated a lot of people. And, you know, lawsuits were generated, cease and desist orders were issued by the SEC in the United States, and it's just been kind of crazy. But needless to say, this is why it's important to obtain information, because even amidst all of that craziness that took place, you still have certain opportunities that could be available to you if you know how to understand what it is that you're looking for. I hope what I'm saying does make sense, and I encourage people to just at least learn about it. Okay, you know, again, just sharing this information to spread awareness and spread some information, share information. Okay, if you like the content, leave a comment, like the video, and take care of yourselves. Be well, be safe, and be educated.